Pittsburgh White Schwartz back again with another Rush Rundown video. This time we're going to be going over Accel World in the English competitive metagame. This is going to be a quick and concise overview of Accel World's strengths, weaknesses, and notable cards that you need to know about in order to play into it. While these aren't meant to be totally comprehensive, we've included a lot of information in them, so feel free to pause if it's going a little too fast, and let's get into the general strategy of the deck. Accel World is basically trying to use its unique skill, Accelerate, to generate a lot of card advantage throughout its early game without using climax combos. The Accelerate ability allows Accel World to clock themselves to give one of their characters an ability that happens on reverse, usually to give themselves a plus of some kind. While Accelerate abilities are very powerful as they allow Accel World to generate card advantage without using climax combos or expending resources, they do have to take guaranteed damage in order to do so. Because the Accelerate abilities give effects on reverse, the deck needs to get reverses throughout the early game for its Accelerate combos, although the set's finishers do not require reverses. Getting into the level 0 cards of the deck, their most impactful one is this Chiuri. She says when she dies, the world player can discard a card from their hand, pull 4 cards from their deck for a character and add it to their hand. This gives Accel World very good deck speed on their first deck, especially when combined with their level 0 Bomb, which is also mill 3 on play, and their mill runner to mill extra cards from their deck. Next card is the Nico Accelerate. She, as well as the Kuroyuki Hime level 1 and the back row support, form the core of Accel World's level 1 game. Both the Nico and the Kuroyuki have an Accelerate ability, allowing Accel World to clock themselves and get an on-reverse ability. The Nico lets them salvage, and the Kuroyuki Hime lets them look at the top 4 cards of their deck for a character. These cards also get extra power and are reliably able to swing in for 6, 7, 8, maybe even 9,000. And since Accel World has a lot of Accelerate stacking effects that it goes heavy in a single lane on, they only really need to get one big reverse on you. This does make the set susceptible powerful counters, however. They have to invest a lot of resources up front and essentially calling their shot, get a reverse in a specific lane. And if you have big counters or ways to move your characters out of battle, like runners or event cards like mobility gear, it can be very difficult for Accel World to generate card advantage at level 1. In the mid-game, Accel World is going to focus on their early play Nico. She early plays if there is 2 or less climaxes in waiting room and heals on play. She also has a climax combo with the gate trigger in the deck that allows the Accel World player to salvage a character and get 1,000 extra power when they attack with the Nico. And also on reverse, put your character on top of your deck. Though at first glance this might not be a very powerful climax combo, the fact that the deck gets to do something impactful at every level, level 1 with their plussing combo, level 3 with their finisher, and level 2 even with their early play combo, allows Accel World to generate incremental advantage throughout the game at any level. And the Nico combo is surprisingly effective, as being able to top deck your characters with the Nico reverse effect allows them to get around any encore effects you might have for your early plays, and gives them more guaranteed damage. Accel World's level 3 game is going to be focused around the Kuroyuki Hime finisher and the Scarlet Rain Yo Burn. Finisher is a healer and has a climax combo that gives itself and another character on Accel World's field the ability that when damage is canceled by this card, mill the top card of their deck and burn you equal to its level. Multiple copies of the Kuroyuki Hime, as well as the Scarlet Rain, which is essentially just a Yo burner, allows Accel World to stack a lot of cancel burns on a single lane. Notably, the Kuroyuki Hime combo and the Yo burn is not on reverse, only on attack, so there's no way to really interact with it in the endgame. Because Accel World doesn't have to devote a lot of deck spaces to running a dedicated level 1 climax combo, there's a lot of room in the deck for tech cards. One of the more popular tech cards is the level 3 Black Lotus, which has an Accelerate ability that allows Accel World to clock themselves and bounce one of your level 3 or lower characters to your hand. So if you have a defensive finisher that activates on your opponent's turn, like Rider in Fate or Priestess in Goblin Slayer, watch out for this card as they can bounce your climax combo back to your hand before you get to apply its effect. Accel World also has a lot of cheeky level 0 cards. Probably the most dangerous one to watch out for is the Suspicious Gaze Chiuri. Your opponent can pay 1 and send it to the waiting room to return all cards in your waiting room to your deck. Combined with the cancel burn effects of Accel World's finishers, forcing you into a bad refresh can lead to you eating a lot of guaranteed damage off of their finishers. Moving on to counters that you need to watch out for. Because the set plays a lot of early plays, Accel World likes to have a lot of counters in its deck. They run a traditional 2k counter as well as a 2500 free fresh counter at level 2. Though usually not run in the meta builds, the healer skill counter is a very dangerous way that they can heal off a lot of damage you've dealt to them that turn and compress their deck in a very nasty way. So if you see this card enter your opponent's waiting room or their hand at any point, definitely pick it up and read it. You don't want to get got by this card. As for bombing and anti-change options, the only one you're really going to have to watch out for is this green Ash Roller. He gets 6,000 extra power if the character in front of him is a level 3 or higher, and he has an Accelerate ability that gives him on reverse stock the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck. For common builds you might see when playing against Accel World, they're mostly all going to be running the Kuroyuki Hime Cancel Burn combo as their finisher. Usually Accel World is going to gate trigger with early play Nico at level 2, because the deck doesn't really need a plussing combo at level 1 due to its variety of accelerate effects. But sometimes in the green builds they might opt for the level 1 Shiori combo, which on reverse gives them stock. So for a final wrap up for this set, Accel World does not have access to a Riki, and although Accelerate abilities allow them to clock themselves, they can only do this during their climax step, which means Accel World cannot avoid level locking with their Accelerate abilities. For anti-change options, the Ash Roller is the most powerful one they have access to. Most popular build, as stated before, is the Gate Win build, and the MVPs of the deck are the level 1 Accelerate cards that allow the set to not have to necessarily run a combo at level 1. Accel World's biggest strength is its ability to stack multiple pluses in a single lane. By stacking a lot of power and a lot of on-reverse effects in one lane, they can get a lot of advantage off of a single reverse. With its Accelerate cards at level 1 to generate card advantage and its strong early plays, Accel World is able to generate consistent card advantage and strong board state throughout the game and has a very mid-rangey feel to it. The biggest weakness of Accel World is because they go so heavy on Accelerate and on reverse abilities. If you're able to return your character to your hand or run your character out of the way of their accelerated character, you can completely shut off Accel World's card advantage generation in the early game. Despite all the strong factors about the Accel World deck, its tournament representation is very low, as Attack on Titan, one of the most popular tournament decks, is truly a counter deck to this set. Because Accel World goes so heavy in a single lane and really needs a reverse, Attack on Titan's access to mobility gears and lots of runners allows them to completely shut down Accel World's card advantage generation in the early game. And that's basically Accel World. If you liked the video, please drop a like or leave us a comment. It really helps us out. We're going to be releasing more Rush Rundowns every Monday and Wednesday and our usual deck techs on Fridays. Along with these links we drop at the end of all our videos, we also link some sample deck lists if you'd like more in-depth examples of what you might run into at a shop challenge or regional. And that's it for us. Pittsburgh White Short signing off. We'll see you in the next one.